Hi, welcome to Microsoft Project. I am your instructor, Mary, and we are going to be walking through our syllabus today to give you kind of a preview of what to expect in this course for this semester. So we're going to hop on over to the Blackboard shell and check it out. Okay, here we are in our Blackboard shell, and if mine looks a little bit different from yours, that's okay. I just have the instructor version, but you're going to be able to find everything that we're talking about today. So if you go down to the syllabus tab on the left-hand side and just click that open, this is where our syllabus materials are. And here is our Microsoft Project syllabus for this fall. So you can just open that up, and it's a PDF document, so you can print it out. And let's talk about Microsoft Project. Okay, so this is a 2-credit class. It does meet every week for 15 weeks from August 24th to December 14th, and that is a Monday, and it is an iFlex format. So we are going to talk a little more specifically about iFlex format and what it looks like for this class in just a little bit. But basically, you can choose to take this class as a kind of a hybrid in-person class, or you can choose to take it online, or you can decide week to week whether you want to come to class or not. So I might see you on Monday afternoons from 1 to 2:30, but I might not see you. So it just depends on how you want to take the class. If you do choose to come to campus and participate in person, our location is L130. Okay, I am your instructor, Mary Kaler, and that's my email address right there. This is a link, so it'll take you right to my email if you need to reach out. That's my office phone number right there. You might be wondering what this means. Office location, remote only. I have a virtual office this semester. Our business and technology offices are undergoing a renovation project, so we don't really have a home base on campus. So I will be on campus, obviously before and after this course, and you can probably just find me in room L130 if you want to pop in. But if it's a specific question that you're looking for, and normally when I would have office hours or student support hours on campus and I would just be hanging out in my office waiting for you to stop by, I'm not going to have that this semester. So what I am going to do is Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon to 1, I am going to be available at this Blue Jeans link. And I know you're probably wondering what Blue Jeans is. It's just an online virtual conferencing app. And so it'll be just an open room where students can kind of pop in and out and ask me questions. So you should be able to just follow that link and go right to it and reach out that way as well. Okay, so that's kind of the class, and that's me. Now, what is this class about? Okay, you might be wondering what MS Project is. It's Microsoft's project management software program. And this is kind of just a course description of everything that we're going to cover here. If you're not familiar with project management, you will be by the end of this course. Something that I just want to emphasize to you about this class, I'm sure you've had other Microsoft software courses before because there's prereqs for this class, and those are pretty intuitive, those software programs. Microsoft Project is a pretty complicated software program. And so I just want to warn you ahead of time. I don't want to scare you, but it's more challenging maybe than the other software than you've done. It's maybe a little bit more like your Microsoft Access class, if you've had that, where you have to kind of do some critical thinking to figure out how to use the software platform. So I just want to mentally prepare you for that before you start this course. It's not easy like a PowerPoint or Microsoft Word. That's pretty much, you can kind of figure it out. So it's going to be a little more concepts in this class than just straight software, because we have to understand project management in order to understand how to use the software. So we're going to be talking about things like phases of project management and planning projects before we can do things like create project schedules or track the project in the software. We do have a textbook for this class. It is Microsoft Project 2013. Don't worry about the fact that the book is the 2013 version. The software hasn't really changed much from then to now. And this is what it looks like. So it should be available for you in the bookstore on campus. And if you need any more information about that, just let me know. And then for supplies, you are going to need access to a device with internet access, obviously, and Microsoft Project software installed. Now, I don't want you to go out and buy this software. It is provided on campus in room L130. But if you are choosing to do this this class online and actually just to do your homework in this course, we will coordinate on that. So if you haven't received an email from me yet on coordinating that piece and making sure that you have access to the software, look for an email from me on that as soon as I figure it out with IT. And it's probably going to consist of you checking out a laptop with project installed from LTC to do your coursework on. Okay. And you can read through all of the core abilities program outcomes at your leisure and just more information about how to contact me down here. We've already kind of chatted about it. So I'm going to move on to page 2. So this is about how you're going to be graded for this class and how you're going to exhibit your understanding of the material. So the bulk of your points for this class are going to come from software homework, which is just going to be your weekly homework that you're going to have to do in the software. 25% is going to be concept quizzes because we do need to have that good understanding of all of these different project management concepts. Each week, not every week, but pretty much every week, we're going to have these little concept quizzes for you to make sure that you are understanding these broader concepts and then how to execute them in the software. And then there's going to be a couple of like practical exercises, which are just going to be sort of bigger homework projects that we're going to have that are kind of bring everything together periodically in the course. And then you will have a final project, which is going to be a project that you plan in the software for submission, and that's going to be 15% of your grade. So it's weighted that way. Here's your grading scale over here, and you do need to achieve a C in this class for it to count toward your graduation requirements. And here's some information about my late work policy. You can submit things late, absolutely, but I might dock some points for it being late, and that's just to encourage you to really keep up with the homework. And there's some guidelines for success over here on the left. Take notes on the concepts parts of the class. You are going to want to take notes on those and try to use project more than once a week. I've found that that's the best practice for students. If you're just using it once a week, you tend to forget things from one week to the next. So if you do it a couple times a week, it really helps you practice and get familiar with where everything is. And make sure you're reviewing videos during the week and keeping up with homework. And ultimately, just try to think about how you would apply these concepts to plan a real project out in the work world. Okay. What are the quizzes like? So I mentioned that we have quite a few quizzes in this class. They're just multiple choice, true and false matching, check all that apply questions that relate to the readings in the lecture videos. And they're open book, open notes, open internet, but you only have 25 minutes to complete the quiz and then it'll auto submit. But you can take 2 attempts for each quiz and I absolutely encourage you to do so. I have it right in here. Always take them twice. The higher grade is going to be recorded. So the whole point of this, I want to give you full points for every single quiz that you take in this class. That's the idea, is that these 25% of concept quizzes that you will get all of those points because the idea is that you take the quiz once and then you look at the questions that you got wrong, go back and find the answers and review, and then go take it again and get those full points for it. So, and those are only going to be available until each week's due date. So if you have something coming up and you need an extension, please let me know. Okay, so the elephant in the room, what is an iFlex class? So this is a new modality, as we call it in the education world, just a new delivery model that we're using this semester to give students maximum flexibility, basically. So it's allowing you the choice to participate in person with an online component or 100% online, or switching between the two as your schedule allows. So you could absolutely take sort of the hybrid where you're coming in person and doing some online work for the first 2 weeks, and then take the next 2 weeks and doing 100% online and switch back and forth. But it's not a work at your own pace class. So we're going to be doing things week by week. All right, what does this look like in Microsoft Project? So for each learning plan, for each week, there is going to be some preparation materials in the learning plan folder. And it should say like learning activities before class, watching videos, doing certain readings potentially. And there's some practice quizzes that I've put together too. Like some of the quizzes have a Kahoot quiz for you to take just to check your learning ahead of time. So ideally you would complete all of this before class time on Monday, especially if you're coming to the in-person iFlex class session, which again is 1.5 hours, and it's Monday from 1 to 2:30. So that's going to be when we're walking through the examples in the book of how to use the software. Most of the prep stuff is going to be these broad concepts that we're going to be using in the software beforehand, but this is where we're actually going to dig into the software. So if you want to do this piece online, that's totally fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record myself going through those walkthrough examples. And if you so choose, and if you want to, we could even do that virtually and do that live as well, so that you can be doing it in real time if you want to and ask questions as we go through it. But I will be recording those at the very minimum, and then you can, go through those videos, watch the video, and help you go through the book example to practice using the software. Then we're going to have assignments and homework each week. So that's going to include that Blackboard quiz, but there's also going to be example problems from our textbook for you to do for assignments, and maybe some additional assignments that I've put together as well. So all of those things, all the assignments will be due Sunday night at midnight every week before the next iFlex class. So just keep in mind that you're going to have assignments from whatever we do on Monday, and then you're also going to have that prep work for the next week's class. So for example, if this was LP3 we were talking about, you would have some readings about Learning Plan 3 to prep, and then the iFlex class in person or later online to access. And then that homework and assignments for LP3 are due the next Sunday at midnight, but also you're going to be needing to do these prep items for LP4 at the same time. And again, this is because our in-person session is cut down to 1.5 hours. So we don't have that full 3 hours we normally would have for the class. So this is meant to take the place of that time that we would normally spend in the classroom. Okay, hope that makes sense. And if that doesn't make sense and you need some clarification, please just reach out. Okay, next page of our syllabus is our college-wide policies. So this is going to be the standard stuff that you see on everybody's syllabi this semester. So feel free to read through all of that information that LTC finds important for you. And then finally, we have our class schedule. So a couple of things about this. It goes week by week. This is the date of the in-person session. For LP1, it's August 24th. Notice that Labor Day falls on a Monday, as it always does. And so the third week of class, you might have other classes that week, but we don't have this class that week. So it's going to be a little bit off from some other classes based on that. And then also the week of Thanksgiving, maybe, I think, we also have class. So just keep that in mind as well. But some of these things, like the assessments, this is what I have scheduled for the class right now as far as all the exercises that are due. We should be sticking to this, but there might be one or two examples where I'll be like, oh, you know what, we don't need to do book exercise 9-3, and we won't end up doing that. So just know that this is subject to a little bit of change, but what will not change is the overall plan for the week as far as what book chapter, they call them lessons, are going to correspond with each week. That's going to stay static. So just know that. Okay, what else? In our syllabus tab, we have a syllabus supplement website that I put together with just a bunch of student resources for you for your success in this class and your success at LTC in general. Information about the LTC library, stuff about writing skills. You don't need too many writing skills in this class, but information is there for you. If you are an English language learner and you need some extra support, there's a link here to our ELL services. Tutoring. If you are struggling with this class and you need tutoring, please check out this link, or just reach out to me and I can do the same thing. But if you want to see some options, our academic support team has a video right here where it says learn more, and Kristen and Mike are the main people for our academic support team, and you can call them or email them anytime. We also have a peer tutoring program where another student would support you through this course. There's one-on-one academic support available on campus, and they have academic support drop-ins as well. So for the kind of virtual component of academic support this semester, they're going to be doing something similar to what I'm doing. Basically, it's going to be an open session from 11 to 1, Monday through Friday, and you can just click the link and go right to that session and pop up and ask a question. And then tutor.com is also available this year. I don't think it's going to apply directly to this class in particular, but if you want to know more information about tutor.com, which is a 24/7 tutoring support help center that we have a contract with, so it's free for you to use, I would just reach out to the academic support team again here and ask them more about it. I just don't think they have anything in particular for Microsoft projects. So LTC Library also has, computers that you can check out, but we already talked about for this class, you're probably going to check out a laptop anyway. If you have problems with it, IT Help Desk, here's their link to their tickets right there. Help with Blackboard, here's a link to Mike Nelson, and he can help you with that. Information about dropping, please don't drop this course. But if you do need to for some reason, there's be sure to reach out to the registrar's office because it can affect financial aid and things like that. If you're struggling right now, and a lot of people are, just because we're living in some pretty weird times, there are counseling services available on campus. Our counselor, Christy Irving, is absolutely a wonderful person, and that is completely confidential. I don't need to know about it. I won't know about it, and neither will any of your other instructors or anything like that, but that is free and available to you. She's a great resource. If you need extra help because of a diagnosis like a learning disability or something like that, or if you get pregnant during the course or not during the course, but you need, you're delivering a baby during the time period of this class, so you won't be able to finish within the prescribed timeline, you should reach out to Julie, our accommodations manager, another wonderful person on campus, and we'll get a plan all set up for you to be successful. And information about Career Placement Center as well. So that's our syllabus supplement. Be sure to check back if you feel like you're going to need any of those that support during this course. And yeah, looking forward to working with you on this class this semester. Be sure to check out the materials in the LP0 folder to kind of get prepped and started, and look for an email reaching out about getting the software so that you have access. You can do your homework in this program. Looking forward to a wonderful semester, and reach out with any questions. Take care.